Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unwrap the secrets of corporate filings, and today we're diving into something that smells like a big change at Intellinetics Incorporated, a company that is apparently trying on a new CEO like a fresh suit. Let's jump right in, because this filing from Intellinetics Incorporated isn't just a regular update. It is a tale of new beginnings and some interesting financial moves. So this is a current report, meaning it is about something important that is happening right now. Think of it as a company's urgent bulletin to the world. And the date of the earliest event reported here is the 10th of February of 2026. It is all about Intellinetics Incorporated. This report is filed under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. Essentially, this act is the rulebook that requires public companies to keep investors informed about important events. So Intellinetics Incorporated is playing by the rules here. They've given us their phone number, which is 614-388-8908. Now, while it is there, we're not really going to call them up for a chat. What we're interested in are the big events and financial implications. For those keeping track of stocks, Intellinetics Incorporated's common stock is traded on the ICE American Exchange under the trading symbol INLIX. This tells us it is a publicly traded company whose performance and announcements matter to investors. Now, this is where things start getting interesting. Item 1.01 talks about entering into a material definitive agreement. This means the company has signed a significant contract that could affect its business. The details of this agreement are actually found in other sections, so we'll circle back to what this actually means. Then we have item 2.03, which covers the creation of a direct financial obligation, or an obligation under an off-balance sheet arrangement. In simpler terms, this is about the company taking on debt or making financial commitments. And on the 16th of February of 2026, Intellinetics Incorporated secured a $1 million secured term loan line of credit. This credit line is with JPMorgan Chase Bank. Think of it as a flexible loan that the company can draw from as needed. It is set to expire at the end of 2026 unless both sides agree to extend it. The company plans to use this money for things like working capital, which is the money needed for day-to-day operations and for general business purposes. This credit agreement has some standard conditions, including a requirement that the company's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, or EBITDA, should be at least $350,000 by the end of the fiscal year. EBITDA is a measure of profitability, and to secure this loan, the company has put up its assets as collateral. This means if the company can't repay the loan, the bank can take those assets. Borrowings from this line of credit will have an interest rate that is the secured overnight financing rate, or SOFR, plus 2.35%. SOFR is a benchmark interest rate. This next section, item 5.02, is often a big deal. It covers changes in directors or key officers and any new compensation arrangements for them. And here is the big news. On the 10th of February of 2026, the board of directors appointed Alison Forsyth as the new president and chief executive officer. This appointment is effective the 17th of February of 2026. Ms. Forsyth is 64 years old and comes with a wealth of experience. Before joining Intellinetics, she was the Chief Executive Officer of Humanize, a company focused on AI-powered workforce analytics, since January of 2024. There, she was responsible for the company's strategy and operations. Before that, from 2020 to 23, she was the president of the Security and Alarm Division at EverCommerce, a company that deals with service commerce. She managed operations, growth strategies, and integrations of acquired brands. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Mathematics and Business Administration. Now let's talk about her compensation. According to an executive employment agreement signed on the 10th of February of 2026, Ms. Forsyth will receive an annual base salary of $400,000. On top of that, she is eligible for annual bonuses up to 55% of her base salary, depending on the company's performance and the board's approval. There is also a potential for an additional bonus based on business objectives that she and the board agree on. In addition, as soon as company policies allow, Ms. Forsyth will be granted 145,600 restricted stock units, or RECs. These are basically promises of company stock that vest over time. 1/3 will be vested right away, another third will vest a year after the grant, and the final third will vest 2 years after the grant, as long as she stays with the company. The agreement also includes provisions for severance payments and benefits if her employment is terminated under specific conditions. For example, if she is terminated without cause, she'll receive 3 months of continued base salary. If the termination is a qualifying one close to a change of control event for the company, she'll get 6 months of continued base salary. However, she needs to sign a general release of claims against the company to receive these benefits. Interestingly, before her official appointment as CEO, Ms. Forsyth was retained on a consulting basis. During that time, she earned $15,384 in consulting fees. There are no other special arrangements or family ties between Miss Forsyth and other company officers or directors that would require further disclosure, apart from this employment agreement and the consulting fees. Now, item 7.01 is about Regulation FD disclosure. This simply means that on the 17th of February of 2026, the company issued a press release announcing Miss Forsyth's appointment. This press release is included as an exhibit with this report. It is a way to make sure everyone gets the same important information at the same time, preventing any unfair advantage. Finally, item 9.01 covers financial statements and exhibits. The main exhibit here is the press release about Miss Forsyth's appointment, listed as Exhibit 99.1. There is also a note about the cover page interactive data file, which is embedded in the document. And the report is signed by Joseph D. Spain, who holds multiple important roles: Chief Operating Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer. The date of the signature is the 17th of February of 2026. So what does this all mean for Intellinetics Incorporated on the financial side? They've secured a timely $1 million credit line. This is a good sign that they have access to funds for operations and growth, especially with the EBITDA requirement. It's not a massive amount, but it shows the bank has some confidence in them. The variable interest rate means their financing costs will fluctuate with market conditions. The real story here, though, is the leadership change. Bringing in a seasoned executive like Alison Forsyth as president and CEO, especially with her background in scaling companies and driving growth, signals a strategic shift. Her compensation package with a solid base salary, performance bonuses, and equity in the form of RSUs is designed to incentivize her to boost the company's performance. The restricted stock units vesting over 2 years provide a long-term incentive to stay and grow the company. However, the severance packages, while standard, do highlight the risk associated with executive roles. The company seems prepared to offer a graceful exit under certain conditions, but it also hinges on the executive signing away legal claims. This is common practice, but worth noting. Looking at the broader picture, Intellinetics Incorporated is clearly making moves to strengthen its leadership and financial standing. The new CEO's experience in AI and service commerce could point towards a future focus on these expanding markets. The credit line provides essential breathing room for operations and potential investments. The risks here are tied to the execution of the new leadership strategy and the company's ability to meet its financial covenants, like that EBITDA target. In conclusion, Intellinetics Incorporated is in a period of transition with a new captain at the helm and some fresh capital access. The market will undoubtedly be watching closely to see how Miss Forsyth's leadership translates into tangible results and growth for the company. Alright, that is our breakdown of Intellinetics Incorporated's latest filing. What do you think about this leadership change and the new credit line? Do you see this as a positive step for the company? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive useful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate analyses. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description for even more insightful discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.